Hello students, good morning. How are you? And tell me about something this chapter, because this chapter is so much interesting. I know you are taking so much interest in this chapter, that is morphology of flowering plants. Tomorrow I will show you a whole plant and its different parts, because now it is not available. I must show you tomorrow the whole plant and its parts. And we have already studied about roots, so let's start today's lecture, that is chapter 5 of class 11, morphology of flowering plants. We have already studied about roots, its different parts, its function and its modification and why it is modified. Here we will study about the stem. As we know, stem is another part of plant that represent the morphology. Morphology means outer structure. So here first let's know about what is a stem. Stem is a part of plant which holds leaves, fruits, flowers, flower buds, etc. in it. So its main function is to hold flowers, fruits, flower buds, leaf buds, etc. etc. As well as it has vascular tissues present. So conduction of food and water also takes place through stem. Okay, conduction of food and water means transportation of food and water also takes place through stem. So let's see how a stem look like. Suppose this is a plant, this is its stem, and from stem leaves are arise like this, and food is also held by a stem. And let's see the nodes and internodes of it. This part we can say from where leaf arise, this part is called node and this part is called node, and the part between two nodes is called internode. Here this is a stem, it holds leaves, fruits, flowers. This part is node, and from this region leaves arise and other small branches also arise. This part is the place between two nodes which is called internode. So this is a stem. Let's see how stem functions. As I have told you, it contains vascular bundle also. In this class we will see its modification, means stem modification. This is so important. Stem modification means why stem get modified, for which particular functions. I have already told you, when any part of the plant modified, then it must do something different than its original function. Means suppose your root main function is to hold the whole plant, absorb nutrient, mineral for the plant. But when it get modified, it stores food. In some roots, it the plant respires through root. So here we will see how stem get modified. First, stem get modified for store food. Store food. Here, first function is stem is modified for store food. How? Do you know about potato? Aloo is your favorite food, I know. And colocasia means arvi. They are your favorite food. Do you know what are they? They are stem. You also know about ginger. This is potato. This is your colocasia. This is potato. Do you know about ginger, which we add in tea early in the morning? You also take tea. So they are modified stems, and in them food is stored and they are used as food. So here stem is modified for storing food. First point you have to understand and remember, stem is modified for storing food. You know about desert plants. In desert plants, stem is modified, means stem has chlorophyll and it is thick for photosynthesis. So next function is for doing photosynthesis. Means in desert plants, stem get modified, thick, fleshy chlorophyll is present which traps sunlight and does photosynthesis and help the plant in survival in the desert. To reduce water stress, the stem get modified and functions as leaf. Here for photosynthesis. Next, you know about the plants like your creepers and climbers, which is called in Hindi bell, like your cucumber, means petha, karela, loki. In these plants, the stem is get modified into tendril. This part is called tendril. Why? Because tendril helps them in support or supports them, because in creepers or climbers their stem is weak. That's why they can't stand straight. So they modified to spring-like structure. This is spring-like structure which is called tendril, and tendril supports the plant to move, and it needs a substratum for attachment, and first the tendril grows, then the plant grows behind it. So here modification for support. Next function is support. So do you understand? In some cases the stem is get modified to thorn, Thron, thorn, 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 which is in case of bougainvillea. You must have know about bougainvillea, because in bougainvillea they are used as hedge, means boundary. You must have seen pink colored flowers are seen in this plant. So these plants have thorn, means stem is again here modified for supporting the plant from the browsers. Due to presence of thorn is like this. Suppose this is a leaf and here this pointed portion is thorn, and this protects the plant from browsers. So here are some functions of stem modification. Again I am repeating you. Stem is modified for storing food. Stem is modified for photosynthesis. Stem is modified for support, and stem is modified for protection. These are the stem modification, and I have explained you through example. So here in desert plants like cactus and opuntia or opuntia we can say. In these plants the stem is flat like this. They are stem and they do photosynthesis. Is that clear, students? So if question arises, write the functions of a modified stem. Then you can write it stores food, it gives protection to the plant, it gives support, photosynthesis takes place, etc, etc, etc. So next topic we will study now is our leaf. That is leaf. So what is a leaf? The leaf is the important part of a plant. Why? Because the leaf does the work of photosynthesis as it contains chlorophyll, and it has different type of pigments, and it has also the ability to trap different intensities and different colors of lights. As the sun has 7 colors, so leaf contains different pigments of chlorophyll which are able to trap sunlight for synthesizing its food. But in this topic we will study that what is the main function of leaf, how it looks, how many type of leaves you see around your locality or around you. So let's start leaf. Leaf is formed from the axillary bud. Suppose this is a plant, this is stem, here is the axillary bud. This part is axillary bud, and the axillary bud get converted into leaf. And here I am showing you a leaf. This is a leaf. This part is called petiole. This part is called petiole. Okay. This part is called lamina. This part is called lamina, and this part is your called petiole. Here it is the axillary bud. So you can see the leaf and its parts. What is axillary bud? Then here stipule arise, stipule. So in future the stipule is a small leaf-like structure that present on the base of the leaf. So here is the leaf. This leaf lamina means the outer layer of the leaf. You already studied in class 10th. This is the petiole, the part which holds the leaf. This is axillary bud and this is stipule. Stipule, what is stipule? Stipule is a small reduced leaf-like structure that is arise from the base of the leaf. Okay students, is that clear? Next is your leaf blade. The lamina can also said as leaf blade. So the leaf blade means this portion. Either we can say it lamina or leaf bud. This is a leaf. You have saw it. Next move to show you different type of leaves. So now I am going to show different type of leaves. Leaves are of two types. Leaves are of two types. You told me I am drawing the diagram. This is a leaf and this is also a leaf. What is the difference between these two leaves? What is the difference between the two leaves? So to understand this, we have to study venation. Venation means arrangement of veins in the leaf. Venation means arrangement of veins in the leaf. This is called vein. This is called vein, which is mid vein. This is also mid vein. This is leaf lamina. One is parallel venation and another is reticulate venation. This one is your parallel venation and this is your reticulate venation. Reticulate venation. This type of leaf you can see in dicot plants like in pulses, and this type of leaf you can see in the species of grass family, means rice. If you see the leaf of rice or maize, it's so simple to watch. Wheat leaf in your locality, you can take a wheat leaf and compare the veins how they are arranged. As I have told you, this is the midrib and this is the lamina. So to know whether it is a monocot leaf or a dicot leaf, if you tear the lamina, if you tear the leaf from its lamina, then it will come parallel with the midrib towards the base of the leaf. Means I will show you practically tomorrow. If we tear the lamina from here, then it will not touch the midrib and come parallel with the midrib. But in case of reticulate venation, the veins are arranged in such a way that if we tear the lamina, then it touches the midrib. This is the difference between a parallel and reticulate venation. So next is your types of leaves. Types of leaves. I think you understand what is the difference between parallel and reticulate venation. Okay students. So here type of leaves. Types of leaves. In how many types of leaves do you know? Here two type of leaves we know. One is simple and another is compound. One is your simple leaf and another is your compound leaf. So what is simple and what is compound, you unable to understand, so I am going to make a diagram of it. You can easily understand what is a simple leaf and what is a compound leaf. So if we saw the simple leaf, then its lamina is entire, and in the compound leaf its lamina is incised. Okay students, I think you clear types of leaves. If leaf is said to be simple when its lamina is entire. Entire means like this. This is entire. And if incised means like this. There are many incisions. They are incisions. Then it is said compound leaf. Clear? So bud is present, and remember in compound leaf bud is present in the axil of the petiole, but in simple leaf bud is not present. Clear? Next topic is your, again the simple and compound leaf is divided into many types. So compound leaf is two types. One is pinnately compound and another is palmately compound. But we need some leaves to understand this topic. So I must show you tomorrow. For today, this is all about your leaves.